I actually found your school, it was really interesting that there seemed to be a lot of young people claim to be awakened without spending 20 years in a cave or in a monastery or whatever. So I was just wondering if you could just briefly share with us your awakening experience. Was it like all of a sudden? Was it all over a period of time, or how was it for you?
That actually happens through a few stages, I could say. Through stages of life opening. But when the most accumulated point happened, that was a really dramatic change that just changed it all. And it actually also took me, I could feel like make the decision to take this path even more than anything else, because that's what led me to surrender. Step into unknown fully, like moving countries, giving up relationship, facing the pain of being ready to give up everything and come into unknown, completely not knowing where to get money, not knowing how to live life afterwards, but feeling that there is nothing more real than that, and that this is the only thing that can make me happy. I came to the school and to the knowledge with that feeling, like my avatar was really struggling at that point with anxiety, and I had food disorder. And I just felt like on the outside, everything is good. I'm doing like good work. I have a relationship. I'm living in Australia. I'm from little time in Ukraine. I've seen what war is. I'm now in safe place, and things like that. But then when I found knowledge, I felt the taste of something different, very much different. And from them, I just started to follow because I could feel something more and more real with each step I made. And first, it was just online practice where one awakened guy from the school cleaned my chakras. And I actually started to believe in energies because he just actually healed this place in here. And I felt that something is happening, and he did it in Zoom. And I was totally surprised. So that's what opened up my face to begin with. Then I said, okay, whatever it takes, show me, I'm going to do it. So I started to go do the practice morning, evening, just like soldier, morning, evening, discipline. Like here, sports background helped a lot to commit. And then when I came to retreat, that the point when I first experienced heart opening, I actually felt that I missed something very important in my life. I felt it physically. I felt like at some point of my life, I broke like a silver string connection that is the most precious thing. And at the retreat, I started to feel like it was happening again. I could feel this connection building up again. And that was the first major thing that made me feel heart opening. For the first time in a long time, I began to really experience this connection with life like never before. And after that, I had no question to follow the knowledge or not. I just said, okay, I'm going to do whatever you say. So that's when I then started to go to Australia and back and forth, back to Belarus, back to Riga. And at that time, I had to really learn the lessons of trust. I had to tell my boss that I'm flying overseas again after 3 months of being away, and just trust that they will not fire me. And then I said, okay, I'm coming back in 2 weeks. Please give me some shifts. And being so, how to say, brave like never before, because I was really scared back then to speak with my boss like that. And they were just giving me shifts. And I saw that on my aspiration to follow this path, life always gave me opportunities. But each time, the first step was needed from my side. And I did it. And I did it, and it happened. I got shifts. I got money. I went back to Belarus to complete the next course. And after 3 months, it was already the point when we were living together. It was right now we don't have that period, like it was differently how people used to get into team back then. But at that point we were living together and we were doing 3 programs in the morning, evening, and day. And in between there was this co-creation. Like we were involved into building school. We were involved into building actually English department, which you see right now happening this course. I was translating videos on YouTube, and I was doing interpreting. I was doing speaking, and I would interpret a video and it would just get deleted somehow. And then I would spend like a few days for it. And that was just a like lesson of, okay, a full disappointment, full like want to give up and break the computer and just letting go. Okay. And things like that, they happen daily, like that inner, then at some point this thing with food that I really had this big issue started to really come onto me, big strong mental program. And I had to also like let go of it, like just surrender to this happening, and even find God in that, completely surrendering. And I was just keep on canceling self as I was taking steps of this selfless service, step by step, and keep on moving with the team. And I had this total trust, and I really wanted just listen to Gennady, what else does he has to say. And I just felt like this light was coming through the people that were around, through instructors. I just wanted more of that taste, and that was the only thing that was really matter for me. And then at some point, during this whole happening, it was really intense because our schedule was full from morning till evening, actually just like right now. I started to notice that my mind started to notice like points of anchors that, oh, the happening picture changed, but I never moved. I am suddenly in the car. I am suddenly in the field where we were doing morning prayer, suddenly behind the table, but it's like it's happening right now. And it's never happened, and it happened. And points, they were beginning to happen to me more and more, like this mind becoming aware that, oh, our perception is different, but we just begin to notice it. And the next thing that happened is my mind started to go, oh, Anna, we're awakening, let's not tell anyone, just in case it will go away. We need to hold it. That was really interesting, because at that point I would partially be awake and then fall asleep, awake, fall asleep, awake, and fall asleep. Each morning I would wake up and my mind going like, is it still there? Is it still there? Did we lose it? And it was just speaking. And it was such a great tension that I had nothing to do but to observe it. Like all the skills we learned in the school, they just were perfect. So it was just okay. And then after that, by evening, it would calm down completely, and this complete silence and just deep presence, and like again in the deep state of awareness. And at that point already, we have this procedure that awakened people begin to call you on phone and ask you questions to actually help you, to guide you. And teacher gives this last 3%, and I could feel that those 3% were giving through those students that were calling me, because they were asking me, and by asking me how am I experiencing myself, do I think I'm awake, and blah blah blah, I would become more aware of it. I would bring my attention more on that, and the consciousness was becoming aware of itself, becoming aware. I don't know how to explain. But even though I'm saying consciousness, it's not like a consciousness that I see as a consciousness. It's just this attention was becoming aware of attention. So the last point, a dramatic point, was after me living through a big pain and totally surrendering. It was like a emotional pain, a pain of breakup. It's very interesting how the happening worked like a theater that just made me feel certain feelings, but it was just an illusion. At the end, nothing like that happened. My mind drew all this picture for me to experience those feelings. No one was breaking up with me. No one thought I was in the cult, but my mind drew all of that through like a call that happened, but that was a courier that wasn't my boyfriend, as I found out later. So it was just magic happening, really. So yeah, that's was the peak point where I was doing morning prayer with guys in the park, where already some people thought we are crazy because we are each single morning walking like zombies. And I looked at the sky. We were doing sky exercise. And then I started to receive calls from this one awakened guy. And he is the one who is coming from Advaita. And he was always asking guys, who is speaking? Are you aware of the one that is speaking? Is there someone who is speaking? But there is no one who, like, he was asking those questions. And they were really annoying. And no one would usually pick the phone up. But then I was just looked in the sky. It was a very deep present moment. I just, without thinking, it's like happening, reaction, no thinking, picking up the phone. And when I started to speak to him, he started to say something to me, and he started to share something. And at that point, that's when this deep awakening happened. At that point, he told me to close my eyes, and I did. And that's when everything disappeared. It's like I was there, but then Anna disappeared. That's it. Yeah. And then I saw how it was just like a direct knowledge. There wasn't I saw, there was just direct knowledge of this. Like, the first was the word. A mind appeared. A thought. Not a thought, a mind. Yeah. And the mind has number of ideas. Anna is just an idea. And it appeared. Anna appeared from this emptiness. And then through these eyes of Anna, the project of light opened up. There was just pixels coming all together, like pixel on pixel. And from this nothing appeared a road, and then appeared a car, and then appeared a tree, and then appeared number of concepts of color, of density, of materials, and it all builds up like that. And that was just a matrix, just a full matrix. And direct understanding of that, just because attention supports enough the ideas of the mind, this material world even exists. And that was just like, okay, but what to do with all this? That was the, just like, okay. But then that still there is this limitation of the body, because I'm still here. I cannot be fully there because I'm here in this body, like this awareness. It was like pulled out backwards a lot, and then like took and stayed here. Like it was all the way there where nothing is, and then came here and jumped back here. And that's where it stayed. And from there, that's how it's happening. And then the next process started. Then there was already many months of different further cleansing and interesting processes. Now it's also different. But it's like, I cannot say it was then, because now it's here. And I think I answered your question as much as it could be.
Really wonderful story. I mean, I've watched some of your videos on YouTube, but this one was a lot powerful than those ones. Really. Thanks a lot.